Caitlin Clark's first swing wasn't just a shot, it was a statement. Known for her fiery dominance on the basketball court, she stepped onto the green with the same focus that's made her a household name. The crowd expected curiosity. What they got was control, rhythm, and raw athletic precision. Each drive cut through the air with the confidence of someone who's mastered pressure before. Analysts who came to watch a basketball player experiment with golf instead witnessed a generational athlete defy limits. By the end of the day, Clark had rewritten expectations and, astonishingly, the record books. Her success wasn't luck. It was a culmination of discipline and balance.
If you're here for the real story and not the filtered version, subscribe. And if you're sticking around for the next meltdown, you better definitely subscribe.
An unteachable calm that no one could overlook. This record-breaking performance didn't just redefine her. It reshaped the idea of what an athlete can be. Clark's flawless rhythm on the course echoed her composure on the court, proving that true excellence translates anywhere focus exists. Her achievements symbolize the power of adaptability, the mark of athletes who transcend their primary sport and evolve into something greater. What began as a surprise appearance became a milestone in sports history, a moment where one person's confidence in craft blurred the lines between mastery and miracle. Caitlin Clark just broke a golf world record. And no, that's not a typo. The basketball phenom known for draining logo threes and rewriting college hoops history just stepped onto a golf course and absolutely shut it down. Fans? Stunned. Critics? Silence. And the sports world? Scrambling to keep up. You're probably thinking, Caitlin Clark, golf? Was this some celebrity cameo situation or a one-off PR stunt for clicks? Not even close. This wasn't just decent form or beginner's luck. Caitlin walked into a Pro-Am golf event, stepped up to the tee, and swung like she'd been playing the sport her whole life. Her performance didn't just impress. It broke a world record. That's not casual athlete crossover. That's history. Now, if you followed Caitlin's career, you already know she's built different. The Iowa legend isn't new to pressure or the spotlight. But crossing into a completely different sport and dominating it, that's a whole new level of athletic flex. She didn't come in as a guest star. She came in as a contender. Let's rewind a bit. Caitlin Clark has spent years proving her worth on the hardwood. Critics have dissected every move she's made, her playing style, her confidence, her leadership. And even when she turned doubters into believers in basketball, some still question whether her skills could translate beyond the court. Turns out, not only do they translate, they transcend. Her entrance into the golf world was unexpected. There wasn't some months-long build-up or teaser campaign. She just showed up, focused, calm, and ready, and then effortlessly started launching powerful, controlled swings that left seasoned pros blinking in disbelief. Her debut wasn't just solid, it was surgical. Long drives, perfect putts, no hesitation. And with one record-breaking performance, Caitlin Clark had officially entered the chat. Fans were everywhere. The stands were packed, cameras locked in, and phones up before she even touched the club. By the time her first tee shot landed, social media was already lit up. Sports pages, meme accounts, analysts, everyone had something to say. And what they said, over and over again, was some version of, how is this real? Because this wasn't supposed to happen. Athletes don't just wake up one day and break golf records, especially not athletes who spent the last year pushing their bodies through one of the most intense basketball seasons on record. But that's what makes Caitlin Clark such a disruptor. She's redefining what athletic versatility actually looks like, and making it look way too easy while doing it. What makes this even more impressive is the control. Anyone can swing hard and pray. But Caitlin's performance was about precision. She didn't just smash long shots. She read the green, played smart, and stayed cool under pressure. Her golf game wasn't loud or flashy. It was just good. Scary good. The media response was instant. Headlines dropped within hours. Clips of her swings made their way onto every major sports feed. Analysts who once questioned her adaptability were now calling her a once-in-a-generation athlete. And suddenly, Caitlin Clark wasn't just a basketball icon. She was a multi-sport force. And this isn't just about physical skill. It's about mindset. She walked into a room full of golf veterans and didn't flinch. That level of mental toughness, It's not built overnight. It's the kind of calm that comes from years of being doubted, challenged, and told to prove yourself again and again. In basketball, she proved she could lead a team, carry a program, and dominate under pressure. Now in golf, she's proving those same qualities translate, maybe even amplify, in other arenas. Critics? They've been suspicious of her dominance since day one. From rival fan bases to salty commentators, there's always been noise. People claiming she's overrated, overexposed, or only successful in one lane. But this golf performance? It blew all of that out of the water. Because it wasn't just about winning. It was about stepping into unfamiliar territory and owning it. Her adaptability is what really rattled her rivals. It's one thing to face someone who's elite in your sport. It's another when that same person casually excels in theirs too. Caitlin didn't just flex athleticism, she flexed range. And that kind of range? It's a threat. This whole moment also cracked open a bigger conversation. What does it really mean to be a modern athlete? The old model said stick to your sport. Specialize early, don't deviate. Caitlin's saying, why not be excellent in multiple arenas? Why not cross lines, break molds, and set records while you're at it? Her golf debut challenged the idea that athletes should stay in one lane, and instead offered a different vision. One where dominance has no boundaries. And it's not just about sports. The cultural impact is just as loud. Young athletes, especially girls, watching her performance are seeing proof that you don't have to choose. You can be excellent at more than one thing. You can be graceful and aggressive, confident and quiet, laser-focused, and still charismatic. Caitlin Clark isn't just a blueprint for athletes. She's a blueprint for possibility. And let's talk about how she prepared. Because this wasn't some spontaneous flex. During her off-season, Caitlin doubled down on physical training. Strength, control, focus, the whole package. Her body's a machine, but it's her discipline that makes it unstoppable. That level of preparation doesn't just help in basketball. It shows up in every move she makes, including golf. So when people try to dismiss her success as talent alone, they're missing the real story. Yes, she's gifted, but what makes her dangerous is how she works. Every swing, every decision, it's all intentional. She doesn't just show up. She arrives with purpose. Social media, of course, did what it does best. Amplify everything. Within hours, her clips were viral, not just on sports TikTok or Instagram reels, but across every corner of the internet. Golf Twitter was in awe. Basketball Twitter was celebrating. Even the She's Overrated crowd was suspiciously quiet. And just like that, Caitlin Clark had expanded her audience, from hoop fans to golf purists and everyone in between. That expansion matters. Because in today's world, influence doesn't just come from winning. It comes from visibility, from versatility, and from making people care about what you do. Caitlin's golf debut wasn't just athletic. It was cinematic. Her calm, under pressure, was part of the story, too. With the eyes of two sports world watching, she didn't crack. No nervous laughter, no awkward missteps. Just focus. That level of composure, that's not normal. That's elite. It's the kind of presence that makes you unforgettable. And the ripple effect is still growing. Athletes are taking notes. Brands are watching. Fans are rallying. And critics? They're having to rewrite the narrative they built around her. Because Caitlin Clark just became the kind of athlete who reshapes legacies. We're watching a new era unfold. One where athletes are multidimensional, where records are made to be broken across disciplines, and where one incredible performance can shift the entire conversation. Caitlin Clark's golf record didn't just change how we see her. It changed how we define greatness. And this is just the beginning. If this is what she's doing in the off-season, what's next? Tennis? Track? A WNBA season with a golf tour side hustle? Honestly, nothing seems off the table anymore. One thing's clear. Caitlin Clark isn't here to play by the rules. She's here to rewrite them. And whether she's holding a basketball or a golf club, she's reminding the world that true talent doesn't have borders. If you're still doubting her, you might want to clear your calendar. Because Caitlin Clark's not done. She's just getting warmed up. Let us know what you think. Did you expect her to break a golf world record? Is this the beginning of a multi-sport takeover? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you're impressed, and subscribe if you want more breakdowns of the wildest moments in sports and pop culture. There's always more chaos to cover. Let's not overlook the subtle chaos Caitlin just caused with this single swing of a golf club, because while fans were cheering, rivals were spiraling. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. A quiet, graceful one, sure. But make no mistake, Caitlin Clark just walked into a sport that demands years of practice, patience, and experience and casually made history. That kind of shakeup doesn't just challenge individuals. It challenges the entire system. And that's what really makes it so disruptive. Golf is a sport built on tradition. There's an order, a cadence, a slow burn to how excellence is achieved. You're supposed to earn your stripes, spend years learning the greens, fight through the frustration of form and finesse. But Caitlin, she walked in with no fanfare and shattered that expectation. No ego, no theatrics, just execution. What we're seeing here is a rise of an athlete who isn't just versatile, she's era-defining. Because it's not just about her ability to perform. It's about the fact that she's forcing everyone else to step up their game, too. Her presence alone is turning sports into a crossover event. Let's not forget, she's fresh off one of the most grueling basketball seasons ever. National attention, media pressure, relentless defense from opponents, and a weight of carrying a historic college program on her back. Most athletes would be in recovery mode. But Caitlin, she's out here perfecting her golf swing like it's part of her daily checklist. That's the level she's operating on. Her mental game is just as lethal as her physical one. And it's that combination, composure and execution, that has fans obsessed and her critics in a very quiet, very confused group chat. Because here's the thing. Her critics wanted her to fail in another arena. Not because they didn't believe in multi-sport athletes, but because they didn't believe she could do it. That's the quiet part they're not saying out loud. For years, people have been trying to box her in, to minimize her success, to attribute her greatness to hype or circumstance. But now, she's breaking records in another sport, and they're running out of excuses. Caitlin Clark just became proof that true greatness doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for validation. It just shows up and gets to work. And when it does, it makes history. This moment is about more than just golf. It's about redefining what's possible. Her debut pulled back the curtain on how athletes can evolve, adapt, and dominate in any space they commit to. She's not confined by expectations. She's reshaping them. And honestly, the timing couldn't be better. Sports culture is shifting. The new generation of fans doesn't just want stats. They want stories. They want moments that challenge norms, performances that break patterns. Caitlin's golf debut gave them all that in one clean, controlled, and world record-breaking shot. And the message is clear. This isn't a one-off. This isn't Caitlin dabbling. This is Caitlin expanding. Her game isn't just strong, it's scalable. And now that the world's seen what she can do with a golf club, the possibilities are wide open. Even within the golf world, the ripple effects are real. Pros are taking notice. Commentators are adjusting their scripts. Because it's hard to deny what just happened. One weekend, one event, one performance. And now her name is permanently etched into golf history. And let's be honest, is rattling the status quo a bit. Golf, for all its prestige, is exactly known for embracing sudden disruption. But Caitlin's performance wasn't about disrespect. It was about undeniable skill. She didn't come to shake the table. She came with her own table and placed the trophy on top. The calmness she displayed under pressure, that's no accident. That's a product of being relentlessly tested. And she passed every test with ease. Again, that's why her influence keeps growing. Because she's not just talented, she's consistent. And while we're at it, let's talk about charisma. Because Caitlin's presence isn't just athletic, it's magnetic. Fans don't just watch her, they follow her. From court to course, she draws people in. That's how you know someone's becoming a cultural icon. She's not just performing, she's captivating. People aren't showing up just to see if she wins. They're showing up because she represents something bigger. Possibility, power, poise, all in one package. And when she delivers, it's like witnessing a system glitch in real time. You can see the disbelief on people's faces. because it's not supposed to be this easy. But when Caitlin does it, it kind of is. And that's where the fear sets in for other athletes. Because how do you compete with someone whose dominance extends beyond their sport? Caitlin's not just outplaying people. She's outpacing the whole idea of what an athlete is supposed to be. The multi-sport narrative is nothing new, but it's rarely this successful, this fast. And it almost never comes with this level of attention. That's why her golf debut feels so monumental. It wasn't supposed to work, but it did. And now, every athlete watching knows the game has changed. Her success also kicks open the door for broader conversations about gender in sports. Because the coverage, it's different. You know, if a male athlete pulled off the same golf record, the media circus would never end. And while Caitlin's coverage was massive, there's still that underlying tension, where critics hesitate to give her full credit. But at this point, the numbers, the records, the performance, it's all undeniable. She's forcing people to not just watch, but rethink. Rethink how they evaluate talent. Rethink what success looks like. Rethink the idea that athletes should stick to one thing, one path, one goal. And in doing that, Caitlin Clark is becoming more than just an athlete. She's becoming a mirror, one that reflects how much the sports world still has to learn, and how fast it needs to catch up. Because while others are waiting for permission, Caitlin's already on her next lap. She's not asking, can I do this? She's asking, what else can I master? That mindset, that's legacy material. She's setting a new standard, not just for what athletes can do, but for how they do it, with focus, with humility, and with absolute command of the moment. So whether you're a fan of basketball, golf, or just greatness in general, Caitlin Clark's rise is something you have to pay attention to, because it's not just hype. It's not just a moment. It's a movement. This is how athletic dynasties start. Not with declarations, but with action. Not with big talk, but with bold results. So yeah, Caitlin Clark just broke a golf world record. But what she really did, she broke through a ceiling that most people didn't even know was there. And if you thought she peaked in college basketball, you haven't been watching closely enough. Caitlin didn't stumble into success. She planned this. This wasn't a viral accident or some cute, oh look, she's athletic, side hobby. No, this was intentional, strategic, calculated. She spent her off-season working, actually working, strength training, drills, focus, not just to level up for her WNBA career, but to expand her range as a complete athlete. And now, you can see the results. Every swing she took on that golf course was grounded in preparation. Her posture, her control, her follow-through, it was technical, clean, professional, not just good for a basketball player. Just good. This is why her golf performance wasn't just a sports highlight. It was a message, a very subtle, very calm flex that said, you thought I was just here to play one game? Think again. And let's be real. There's a reason people were scrambling to watch that first tee shot. People wanted to see if she'd flop. That's the thing about critics. They don't show up for your wins. They show up hoping for your failure. But Caitlin didn't flinch. She hit that shot with the same confidence she had draining logo threes in front of 20,000 screaming fans. Same pressure, same poise. New arena. That's the kind of cross-sport composure you can't fake. You either have it or you don't, and Caitlin, she's got it in spades. And now the narrative has flipped entirely. She's not just that star basketball player. She's the athlete everyone's watching across disciplines. She's out here changing how we define elite talent in real time. People used to ask, what if she struggles at the next level? Now they're asking, where doesn't she dominate? And it's not just fans and media paying attention. You better believe sponsors, brands, and big-name athletes across sports are watching, too. Because what Caitlin just pulled off, that's marketable and meaningful. It proves she's not fluke. She's a force. And here's the kicker. She's doing it all while staying grounded. No gimmicks. No self-congratulatory tours. Just results. She's letting her performance speak louder than the hype, and that is exactly why the hype keeps growing. It's almost unsettling how naturally she shifts from court to course. But that's what makes her dangerous. She doesn't seem surprised by her own success. She doesn't treat it like an accident, because she knows what she's capable of. She's known for a while. The rest of us, we're just now catching up. And now that she's in the golf conversation, there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. The record is broken. The footage exists. The stat sheets don't lie. She's officially part of a sport she didn't even come up in. And the scariest part? She might not even be at her peak in it yet. So, what does this mean going forward? It means Caitlin Clark is now the template for modern athletes. Multidisciplined, focused, unbothered by pressure, and relentlessly good at whatever she sets her sights on. She's proof that the stay-in-your-lane model is dead. The idea that greatness needs to be narrow, specialized, and rigid, that's over. She's showing everyone, young athletes, casual fans, even old-school sports purists, that the future belongs to the adaptable, the driven, the ones who refuse to be boxed in. And look, the golf world may not be thrilled about being shaken up like this. It's a sport that prides itself on heritage and order. But Caitlin didn't break the rules. She played the game better than anyone expected. And that's what's really causing a ripple. Because now, everyone else has to ask themselves, if she can do this, what's my excuse? Caitlin's not just rewriting her own story. She's forcing the entire sports world to turn the page with her. So as we watch this next chapter unfold, just know, this isn't the end of the story. It's a pivot point, the moment everything shifted, and we all had to expand our definitions of what an athlete could be. She's not chasing titles anymore. She's building legacy. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're here for the ride. And seriously, drop your predictions below. Because if Caitlin Clark just set a golf world record in her debut, what's she doing next? Whatever it is, you won't want to miss it.